Now, as I stated yesterday, my mother was born with so much drugs in her system that my grandmother said she didn't even remember having her. My grandmother admitted to me that she was on cocaine, that she was smoking cigarettes, that she was drinking liquor, she was smoking weed. So doing all of these different things when you're pregnant can really impact your child. And it just made me go into research mode and look into what happens to a fetus that is born with these type of things in her system. This is the information that I found, and I will be adding a screenshot here. Fetal cocaine exposure results in neurologic deficits in memory and learning, delays in sensory motor development, attentional deficits, and depressed responsivity to social stimulation. Now, those facts of my mother quite literally not having it all together, because I've always known that my mother had a learning disability, and I've heard her say it herself, that she knows she has a learning disability because my grandmother had her when she was on drugs. And she said it to my grandmother, and I feel like she was using that for emotional manipulation as to why she can't get herself together. But I have to admit, I don't know who I would be if I had that same type of upbringing. Can you imagine not developing properly because your mother was using so many drugs and didn't even care about it and didn't get you the help that you needed? That, coupled with the colorist comments that my grandmother often made to her about her complexion. She literally called my mother a fat black bitch, not just in the end of her life, but also in the beginning. So I'm guessing my mother heard it all her life. Those two situations coupled together will easily breed an abusive person. That, coupled with patriarchy, shows me why my mother could be a horrible, horrendous, abusive individual to her own daughter, but be very loving to her son. The patriarchy has it all tied in together as to why you serve a man, even if they're a child, and you throw a woman to the side. And so this has helped me to understand the fact that it's just a projection. And I don't have to take any of the things that my mother does personal, because my mother doesn't have her full mind. She is sick. She is too sick to be in my life because she is too sick to make decisions that keep us safe. She's too sick to make decisions that help her to elevate. She's too sick to watch me grow. I don't take it personal. I don't take it as a slight. I'm sharing this information because I know a lot of women who were born with drugs in their system, and they may not understand why they have these different types of things that go on inside their mind. They may not understand why they behave the way that they do. Now, what I have researched more on is therapy. Environments mean so much, right? So as I've said plenty of times, I've been living in Mexico for a long time now, and I am back and forth between New York these last 2 years. I just don't talk about it too much, but I have been able to heal because I've put myself in an environment that allows me to do so. I knew how you behave is a choice, and I've always seen the fact that I behave a lot different when I'm around my mother versus other people. And I had to recognize the fact that I never felt safe around my mother, and I always felt safer being around other people, so I was a lot more open. I've always had to recognize that my mother wanted a certain level of control and power over me, and I couldn't understand why. But if you were abused as a child and you had this light-skinned mother telling you that you are a fat black bitch, of course, if you have a light-skinned child, you're more than likely to be a little abusive, a little upset with them. You might take it out on them because you feel like they have more privilege than you do. And I'm not gonna pretend that living in America, you don't have more privilege if you have lighter skin. So many books have been written about that. Many people know that. I just also know that it is not my fault. It is not my problem that you cannot decipher between the two, between the fact that you have a child that you're supposed to be raising properly and that you have an issue that you have not taken care of. You don't know how to do that. So being raised in this type of environment, I had to take myself completely out of the environment, which is why I don't deal with my mother at all.